Okay, good morning, afternoon, or evening, everybody.
Happy Wednesday. It's hump day, right?
Right, happy hump day, right?
Hmm.
So, in today's video, we are actually going to go over building your network marketing business geometrically.
Yeah, we touched on this a little bit yesterday. And as you know, we talk about this every day. Our goal is to teach you how to take your active income and turn it into passive income on the back end. Work really hard for 3 to 5 years and then have money coming in constantly from passive income. But for a lot of us, a lot of you, you may not have enough active income, right, to just be able to generate full-time passive income on the back end in 3 to 5 years, right? So we also teach you how to build more active income, right? And then you can funnel that into your savings and your investments and things like that. And one of the ways that we've done that over the years has been through network marketing and also marrying network marketing with other things that we do. So we know that some of you are either involved in a network marketing company or companies, or somebody at some point has approached you about their MLM, right? And you're like, oh, I'm not really all that interested in MLM, or I've been in MLM and I've really struggling. And we find that 99% of people are struggling in home business in general across the board, right? And so, what most people in the network marketing industry are doing is they're building linearly, and that means that they're bringing in one person at a time, right? They make a list, they talk to some family and friends, they talk to maybe somebody they meet at the airport, or they talk to somebody they meet when they're at the T-Mobile store, right? And they're taught these methods as well, right? If you don't have enough any more friends to talk to, make new friends. Talk to people, the 3 foot rule. Everybody who comes in contact within 3 feet, and it's a little different in COVID days, right? But we should be talking to them. And there are ways, and this is how I was able to sponsor 5,000 people plus in my career. That's personals, and build teams of over 100,000 that had absolutely nothing to do with family and friends. In fact, did I do the family and friend thing? Yeah, when I was new, because that's what I was told to do. So I did it. And here's what happened for me. So I actually have always been really good at sponsoring people. I know that a lot of you have challenges, even sponsoring people, but for me, that was never really an issue. My issue came from seeing any duplication or multiplication within my business. And when I first started in network marketing, we were in a company and we were selling internet malls, and it was this whole new craze, right? And I loved it because we didn't have to like house a whole bunch of products and stuff. But so we were bringing in a lot of family and friends. I did anyway. And you know what? I found out, as much as I love every single person who is ever in my business that is a family or friend, most of them had no business being in the business.
Mm.
I was willing to do whatever it took to be successful, as long as it was what, Christina?
Legal,
Legal.
moral, and ethical.
Right, exactly. But I found that most of the people in my business who were family and friends, they were not willing to do, whatever it took, if you will. And it got to the point where I was introduced to marketing in a very different way. That was nobody else was really doing internet marketing of any kind back then. It was very, very new. Now everybody is on the internet, right? All I used to have to say is I make money on the internet. People are like, well, how do you do it? How do you do it? Right. So that was like the big thing. What do you do? I make money on the internet, and they would just want to know how. And that has changed over the years. But I found out very quickly that most people who are making the list of targeting family and friends, that worked in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s, because there weren't other ways to do the business like there are today. And weren't other opportunities to make money other than network marketing for home business type people. And so things have changed a lot. And also, I learned that there are ways to bring groups of people in all at once. And then I started building much, much faster. I learned there were ways to bring people to me, not going I stopped chasing after anybody. I stepped out, I don't like, I'm not messaging people. I just got a message yesterday on Facebook. Just a cold message from some guy about something. I don't do any of that because I don't have to, right? So now that I'm back and have decided I'm back in the network marketing industry, as we talked about yesterday, I'm going to do things the way that I've always done them. And it's not just me. Everybody on our team who followed our systems were successful. And I say every single one of them who followed what we did, that means they did the work,
Right.
were successful, and they weren't talking to their lists of family and friends. People were coming to them, asking. We had people thanking us for enrolling them, thanking us for supporting them. Um, so what I want to do today is, Christina, I want to talk to you about two basic categories of prospects that you should be targeting if you actually want to put your business on the fast track. Okay. And the first one I'm going to talk a lot about because it's without a doubt, in my 20 years of success in this industry, it's shown me that sponsoring other network marketers is the fastest way to a large and profitable organization. Bottom line. If you have ever heard about, well, so and so built a team in this business super fast, 9 times out of 10, they came from another company and they brought their team with them. But I want to dissect what that really means. They brought a bunch of people who were already in the network marketing industry
Right.
over with them. All right. Right now, I have something, well, Christine and I both have something newer that is a network marketing kind of affiliate hybrid. And we were looking at like my genealogy with another team member a couple of weeks ago. And in just, I think it's like 60, maybe 75 days, that team has grown from, I sponsored 67 people to over 12,000 that fast. And I know, Christina, you had made the comment, like, because, you know, I've been in network marketing for a long time. So that is part of it. The other part of it, though, is that when I sponsored those 67, I did not call any of my family and friends. I targeted people who are already in the network marketing industry. And because of that, they knew some other networkers who knew some other networkers, and so on and so forth. And so in just 75 days, that team is at 12,000. I hadn't even looked in there for like a week and a half. And I was like, oh, there's like 12,000 people on this team now in like just a little over 2 months. And it's not really because I did anything special. It's because I targeted a very specific audience, people who are already in the home-based business industry, if that makes sense. So, Christina, I think what maybe we should do is go through like some of the reasons why people who have experience in network marketing are good to target. Now, I'm not talking about your leader who makes $1 million a month. If you're brand new into network marketing, you're probably, it doesn't mean that 100% not going to get the A player in the network marketing industry who's already making millions. You don't have that connection yet. However, it doesn't mean that you can't do the same thing they have done when they've moved from company to company. You can still target the same type of people, because let me just talk about this. First of all, network marketers are trained in the industry. All right. They believe in network marketing. They have that business from home mentality already. Somebody else, that means their first sponsor in their very first network marketing company, they already completed the training orientation for you. Sometimes people will say, what do you do when someone says, is this a pyramid scheme? I don't hear that question. I don't ever hear it. I literally do not hear it. Right. Why? Because I don't target people who think that way. They already are past all that baloney about, you know, is this a pyramid? I also just go, yeah, it sure is. If someone asks me, I'd say, yes, it sure is. And it's legal, moral, and ethical. Are you in or are you out? I really have no ego. People who try to explain things, that's your ego talking. It really is.
Right. So another factor is that network marketers know and understand how the industry works already, right? They've already gone through that training. They've already had that experience. That translates into like a much shorter learning curve for people when they're joining another network marketing business, right? Because someone else has already taken care of that part for you. They've already showed them how comp plans work and things like that. So when they come in, you have that you're missing some of the bad stuff. You're missing the MLM questions. Like, is it an MLM? And why do I have to? And is it a pyramid? And you don't have to explain or try or feel like what I felt like when I first got involved was I felt like I had to justify showing the business to other people. When you're marketing specifically to network marketers, they already know that that's what they're coming in for, right? So I love that as well.
Yeah, they already have that belief in the industry. And then finally, and this is what I was just talking about, so I'm going to reiterate, network marketers know other network marketers. I want you to think about this. Sponsoring a networker can bring groups, small and large groups of people into your business all at once as compared to building your business one person at a time. I've seen people rank up who are networkers, in whatever the company's compensation plan is. Sometimes they'll rank up in a day just by a group of people that came in and they all enrolled together and they did a group onboarding together, and things like that. So by targeting network marketers, you are able to grow your business geometrically instead of linearly. And that's why we talk about layers of leadership, because as you're bringing people into the organization, when you target networkers, you're also usually targeting people with leadership potential already, because they're already have subscribed to network marketing. They understand how it works. They understand they need to duplicate and multiply. And so you are able to start building up those layers of leadership within your organization. Now, if you're like most of us, your goal is probably to create financial freedom for you and your family. So there's some things that Christina and I would like you to consider. The single most important factor in building a large organization is the quality and not the quantity. The quality of the people that you sponsor. So to build a large, stable, and profitable team, you have to create these layers of leadership that we've been talking about. Makes sense, right?
Right. Now, in order for you to create these layers of leadership, you need a time-tested, proven system for duplicating your results. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. Plug into something that has already been tested, is tried and true.
Right. And really, over the years, the proven strategy of sponsoring network marketers has helped many of the industry's top earners create their fortunes. And a lot of them won't even talk to you about it. I'm just telling you. You look at top leaders in the industry and they're still like, oh, make your list. But their lists are network marketers. Their lists are other network marketers, right? Your lists are not, but you can be targeting the same audience that your top leaders are targeting, right?
Right. And then the bottom line is most network marketing distributors will take a look at your business, and if they believe in it, they'll offer like either a better opportunity or a complimentary opportunity for the program that they're currently promoting, right? We talked about marrying multiple things yesterday. And that's kind of the mentality of the person that you get when you specifically target network marketers.
Right. So the complementary opportunity is really the best way to go. If you can find a way that what you're doing is complementary to other people, because what I don't like to play is my business is better than your business, right? If you show them what you're doing and you're showing how it could complement what they're already doing, if they think it's better, they can come to that on their own, conclusion. But I would rather show people how, excuse me, we can marry what we do with what they do, if you will.
Right
So,
now, oh, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
So, do you want to know the secret to sponsoring network marketers into your business? Of course you do. That's why you're here. And listen, this is where I lean into Christy a lot, right? Because she has years of experience and success in this. So I'm going to let her kick off these tips. Now, I'm telling you, grab pen and paper. You might want to write them down, or when you get a chance to watch the recording, pause it and take notes. Okay.
Right. This is a big secret. This is the hot tip, the pro tip about bringing groups of people in. So if you want to bring groups of people in, you're targeting a specific audience. The first one we're talking about is network marketers, and the secret to bringing network marketers in. So I just told you I sponsored in something newer. We're doing 67 people. It's exploded into 12,000. The secret is about you need to have a system in place that brings people to them. and creates automatic leads and sometimes even automatic enrollments, meaning it brings people to them without them having to speak to them first. Their inbox needs to be able to get filled up with, I want more info, or I've already joined, right? That's the secret. And I will tell you why. Networkers have been around the block a couple of times or more. They are not interested in making a list of their friends and family to call. I
Right.
certainly am not. When I come in a network marketing business, I'm going like, what do you got for systems? Right. And if it's to make a list of the family and friends, I'm either out, I'm not doing it. I mean, I'm not doing the family and friends thing, but I may not even do the business, or I have to say, if I like this opportunity, I'm going to have to create my own system, because most networkers are not interested. You know where they get to people to make the list of the family and friends? And this is not a knock on anybody's character who does this. Okay. So I always want to make clear, it's just very old fashioned and outdated techniques. And a lot of times people who teach this stuff, they don't even that's how they did it.
Mhm.
So that must be the way that you do it, because
Right.
it worked for them. So that must be it. But most people who are doing that are new to the network marketing industry. So they're just doing what they're told, and they don't know. I don't want to say they don't know any better, but they don't realize that there's a better way because no one's taught them that. So most networkers, they've been through that. They're not interested in also constant meetings. They're not interested in super Saturdays. They're not interested in doing three-way calls all day long, bringing in the heavy. We do three-way calls, but that a lot of times it's not to close the deal. I'll tell you
Right.
that. I'm not going to tell you why we do three-way calls, but it's not to bring the heavy in to close the deal, right? They've been there and done that, and they're not doing it again because they're part of, as we hear, the NFL club, no friends left, right? Or no family life because they're on calls all day, all night, Zooms, conferences, three-way calls, and they're like, hey, this was supposed to give me more time with my family. It's giving me less time with my family. What's the deal here? Right? So networkers are savvy. They're not interested. I'm just going to tell you, if you want to target a networker, there's one thing that they're going to be mostly interested in. I actually let Christina talk about it because her and I've talked about this a lot.
Like this is one of my favorite pro tips. Okay. When I learned this, I was excited to actually target network marketers. Network marketers care about how your team builds just as much, if not more, than you care about it, right? They care about the company's products and how the compensation plan pays out because they are directly affected. I love actually the network marketers that I've been able to bring into the business. I love having those conversations because they're like, show me the comp plan. And it's like, oh, so you're building before I even know that they're network marketers. You start to get those little tingly feelings, right? My little spider senses going off. I love that though, because now you can see where to put your energy, your effort at too, as it relates to building your business and seeing it grow and building your leaders, right? I love this is one of my favorite pro tips.
You know what it is, Christy? So like network marketers will usually, they want to see the comp plan. They want to see the PDF or the video on the comp plan because they want to make sure the compensation plan is fair.
Mm-hmm.
All they care about is the product good. That doesn't necessarily have to be like their favorite thing. It really doesn't. The top networkers, a lot of times they won't tell you this because they're really pushing that company and they want to talk about how great the products are. But at the end of the day, what most networkers care about, once they see that the products and services are good, they're at a fair price, the compensation plan is fair, what they care about more is how are you going to build it? Do you have, every time I sponsor a networker, they're like, Christy, what system do you have a fast track system for this?
Yep.
Because they know that I do a fast track. The comp plans and stuff is important, but it's more important to them if we have a system in place. And if we don't have automated sponsoring tools in place, they really are not interested, no matter how good the product is or the comp plan is. Right?
Like, remember at the beginning when we started the show, you guys, we are two busy moms, right? So we don't want to spend, we know a lot of you guys might be starting out, especially like if you're coming in from my social media, you're following me, you are just starting out in network marketing. So you might still have a 9 to 5. You might have something else that you're already putting a lot of effort and energy into, and you don't want to have to come home and do it all over again for the rest of your day, right? So this is one of the top tips that help me to just expand my business more rapidly. So this is my favorite pro tip, I think.
Yeah, and why do they feel that way? Why? And this is not every network marketer. I know some of you, I'm a network marketer. I still make lists. I have my team do lists. Okay, that's great. But for the majority, I've literally interviewed tens of thousands of marketers over the years on the phone. I've talked to them. All right. I could show you my email that just shows personally sponsored in the thousands, just personals. That's not to mention all the people in my team sponsored, a couple hundred people a piece, right? So I've talked to a lot of network marketers. And the reason that they want to always know, how do you have a system in place? Because again, they've been around a while. They're not noobs. They've already learned that only some people have success with old and outdated methods, like building with family and friends or cold prospecting everyone you meet. Those are old, outdated methods. They know from experience that not all, but most people do not have success with these methods. And again, because they have experience in the industry, right? They've seen the struggle firsthand. They've learned that true duplication and multiplication in network marketing for most comes from systems that bring people to you, not the other way around. People who are
Right.
coming to you. Not to
Right.
mention, I'll let Christina talk about some of this other stuff.
Well, like, not to mention today's current environment, people, and not just like network marketers, but all people have so many different options for making money that weren't available like a decade or two ago, right? And these different options that they have, they don't involve risking relationships with family and friends. They can set up Shopify stores, they can build social media followings and become influencers, right? They can sell coaching. We talked about that yesterday. Well, we've been talking about that for a few days, right?
Yep. Yep.
They can create their own digital courses, which we've also talked about and touched on. They can become freelancers on sites like Fiverr. And just remember, we talked about doing things that, or selling things that you're passionate about. If you're passionate about helping people with their social media, you can do that on Fiverr and generate an income. Options like this weren't available. They can sell other people's products through affiliate marketing. And the list just goes on and on and on. And none of these additional ways to generate income into your home require like contacting any friends or family members. So just remember that today's environment is a lot different than what traditional network marketers came up in.
That's exactly it, because it's so different now in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and even into the 80s. And I started in the very, very, very late 80s, early 90s. These other options really weren't available. Now people know there's it's easier, and I don't want to say it's easy, but it's easier to make money now from home than any other time in history. So now your network marketing business is in direct competition with all the other opportunities that are out there to make money from home. So no matter what your target audience is, whether you're targeting network marketers or you have a different type of target audience, you need a marketing method in place that people actually want to do. It needs to be sexy and appealing, right? And making a list and calling their family and friends to try to get them to sign up for something is not very sexy. All right. So it doesn't mean that you shouldn't talk to family and friends. I always talk about this. If you exclusively are only making lists of people you know, or you're cold contacting, go talk to the guy at the gas station, should you talk to them if you want to, but you know what? You don't have to. Some of us, like myself, like to separate what's going on in my day-to-day life. I like a brain break from the business. So I don't want to talk to the guy at the grocery store. Right? Does it happen? Sure. I was just at T-Mobile the other day and ended up talking to this guy about crypto and giving him my card, right? But I didn't intentionally do that. It just came up in conversation.
Mhm.
And, of course I'm going, he's like, well, how are you doing it? Well, people want to know, but he actually is asking me how. And so then I give him my card, right? So I want you to understand that you can have conversations with people and still talk to your family and friends. For me, warm market to me is like people who come in when they see you're having success, because you can say to your warm market, sure, you can do what I'm doing, right? But we have a system in place for you too. You don't have to contact your family and friends either. You're my mom, you're my brother, you're my cousin, but you don't have to contact the other cousins, right? you can contact, we have this whole system in place. And I was going through just this morning, my email. I was doing a search for you have a new enrollment, and I was just I was trying to find so most days when I was marketing for 15 years or plus, I had either an enrollment or lead every single day almost. There was some days where there wasn't one here and there. And I was looking through, I would get congratulations, you have a new enrollment, or congratulations, you have a new lead, right? These are people that came to me because of our systems. And I was trying to find what was my biggest day. And I didn't get, we had to do the show while I was doing this. So I was like, I had to stop. There was a day that I enrolled 22 people into my network marketing business, but I can't even take the credit for it. I didn't talk to any of those. There's a list of 22 people. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. In my email, that was the system enrolling them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would call them and I would welcome them to the team and offer my assistance. And then I would interview them to find out how serious they were. And I'd work with the serious people. But it's a lot easier to make a welcome call than it is to make a prospecting call. They've already joined, right? They're calling to welcome them. And people would thank us for calling them because they're like, oh, I've joined all this stuff. Nobody ever works with me. Nobody ever calls me. I've emailed my upline and this other thing I was in, blah, 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 blah. So the other little secret is if you're going to target networkers, have good support systems in place when you do. So it's like you have a good enrollment system so they can plug into the same thing, but you also have a good support system. We had, in my opinion, the best support system in the entire network marketing industry on how we worked with people who were willing to do the work. And they thanked us because so many network marketing companies, not companies, maybe teams, don't have good support systems in place. So, and we right now are in a team that has a good support system, and it's a breath of fresh air because I don't like to have to recreate things unless I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's funny too. Like the T-Mobile thing, I actually did the same thing last week. I call it inadvertent prospecting because it's just because
Right.
if you're promoting things, if you're a part of businesses that you're passionate about, they're gonna come up in like everyday conversation anyway. So I do love those though. That's one of the things, one of the reasons why I love building with network marketers, because of some of the topics and the things that you learn along the way. I think it's really cute because you start having conversations with total strangers and you inadvertently prospect them. And it's usually very organic. Those are the people who join your business. So we're not down on like talking to people at all. But what we're saying is there's an easier way. Like I prefer inadvertent prospecting as opposed to creating those lists, right? But there's definitely a different way. But we are running out of time. So I'll let Christy close us out.
Well, and just to expound on what she's saying, it's if you're exclusively only doing family and friends, that does work for some people, but not most. That's my issue with it.
Right.
It's not a duplicatable thing. And what a lot of networkers, including myself, we get frustrated with, and I can tell you this from hearing it over and over again. Well, my upline says, I don't want it bad enough. So that's why I'm not successful. Or you're not doing enough. That's why you're not successful. Or you're not consistent enough. And some of those things could be true. But when you take the human factor out of the sponsoring part of it, it makes a huge difference, meaning that you have a system in place that's enrolling them. It doesn't matter what your personality is. Doesn't matter if you're good talking to people. Doesn't matter if you want to do a show like this or you want to hide down in the cave, right? And never show your face online. You have to have a system in place that bring people to you because those systems remove the human factor.
Yeah.
Also, Christina and I just said we were talking to people at T-Mobile. It's funny, it's about T-Mobile, right? And then that happened. Am I going to sponsor 22 people in a day, talking to people and hoping I have inadvertent conversations with people that just happen to come up? Probably not. Like I'd be lucky if I even talked to 22 people.
Right.
To get the one or two who might want to enroll, right? So you want to have systems in place, but I'm just telling you, if we can circle back, if you want to go fast, you bring in you target certain types of audiences. Networkers, it's a proven thing. It's just proven. And they want to know how you're going to do it. They want to know that you have a system in place. So what you want to do is figure out how to put a system in place, and then you can get those groups of people because they're going to be attracted to you as long as you have a good service and a good product and a good, fair compensation plan. Maybe it's complementary to what they're doing, or they might love what they're doing over here, but they don't have a good system. They're here to
Right.
make money and they want to know how are you going to do it? It's more important than the comp plan. It's more important than the products.
Right. Like like, okay, last thing. Okay. One of the things that I was most proud about was a system that Christy put together earlier on. I actually had somebody who I've never met before enroll after going through that system for 7 months. Never talked to her. Right. And now she's an integral part of the team. I love that because if the system wasn't there, we wouldn't have had that connection. Right. Because everybody's always like, it's the follow-up that gets if the system is in place, it's gonna keep you in front of them.
Right.
It's
It's
gonna
going
do
to
the
do the
follow-up
follow
for
up.
you.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So I absolutely love that. Like systems and leverage is a big thing for us.
Right. Why do you see the same commercials over and over again on TV? Because people need to see stuff more than once
Yep.
before they take action. It used to be 7 times. It's like 11 to 14 times now because of people are so inundated with stuff now because of the
Yeah.
internet. So, do you have a system in place that's getting your information in front of people at least 14 times? Because that's how long it takes them to see something before they really pay attention. So, um, I mean, we could go on, but we're like past our 30 minutes. So, I know I told you there was 2 categories. So, I'm going to just quickly tell you what the other category is, and we're not going to get into a big, long thing like we did with network marketers. But there is a second category of people to target, and it's people who already are in professions where they earn income in a similar way to how we earn income in network marketing. Christina, tell them what are the 3 things they should look for, like as far as if they're targeting a certain type of profession?
So there are 3 commonalities that you want to look for. Okay. So grab pen and paper really quick. The first one is they already sell, manage, or lead for a living. Okay. Those people are really, really good at getting integrated into what we do. The second is they get paid to produce. So people who work off of commission. Okay. And the third is going to be they have a risk tolerance already. So those are the 3 commonalities of people that you kind of want to look for.
Yep. And when we do our private fast track training, we'll give you a cheat sheet with a list of the professions. So I know that you can probably look at, they sell, manage, or lead for a living. They get paid to produce and they have a risk tolerance. You may be able to come up with some of your own categories, but we'll give you a cheat sheet. And you could even marry the 2 network marketers who are also doing professions, right? Where they sell, manage, or lead for a living. They get paid to produce and they have a risk tolerance. And I'll throw one out there just to help you, because we're here to empower you. We want you guys to think outside the box, right? Realtors. Realtors, they sell for a living, they get paid to produce, and they have risk tolerance. If they didn't have a risk tolerance, they would not be realtors because you don't know when you're going to sell your next house. So there's a risk tolerance there. They also are used to paying to get certified in their profession. You can't just become a realtor for free. Okay, you have to get insured, you have to get certified, you have to go through classes. I spent, I think, about $1,000 when I got my license to be a realtor in the state of Wisconsin, and then I spent another $600 for my insurance for the year. Right, so think about other professions that people are in, and some of those people might also do network marketing. It doesn't mean you have to marry the 2, but those are good. That's another category, is just think about who falls into those 3 items. And you know what? We are going to do a fast track training. We have decided to do a full day training for those of you who are super serious of getting your network marketing business on the fast track. Okay.
Mhm.
So we have not picked a date yet. It'll probably be, I think, a Saturday, right, Christina? I think we'll probably do a Saturday.
Saturday or Thursday.
Yeah. Well, I think if we do an all day thing, it's probably going to end
Oh
up being a
yeah.
Saturday.
For all day. Yeah.
We're
Okay.
going to do like an all day thing and maybe put some mini courses together for you guys to prepare for
Mhm.
the all day event. So I think by maybe Monday's call, we'll have some info to drop for you, because this is going to be a very private and very exclusive training. I think we're going to limit it as well to
Right.
how many people can attend, because that way we can have a nice Q&A section
Mhm.
as well. And what we can do is basically teach you everything you need to know in one swoop. I like to learn that way, because and then we'll, of course, it'll be like a live digital class. Yes, because it'll be live where you can come on, ask questions. But we're going to deliver it through digital means, like through Zoom, and you'll be able to grab the recordings afterwards. I'm the type of person that even if I buy a course and it's pre-done, I gotta go through the whole thing first. And some
Yep.
people like, because I just want to see the overall big picture. Then I can go back through and see. I get frustrated. And I think Christine and I just bought a course not too long ago like this, and it was a good course. But I get frustrated when I can't get at the next module right away,
Yeah.
because I need to see everything before I implement it. So we're going to give you like everything that we did to sponsor 5,000 plus people personally, build a team over 100,000, multiple income streams, multiple deposits. We're going to all in one day. You're going to know it all, right? So you get to take like 10, 15, 20 years of experience in this industry, and you get to learn all of that in a day. And we call that quantum leaping. Okay. If you've ever read the U squared books, quantum leaping your way into success, because we could just do the course, Christina, and drip it on you, right?
Right.
And make you go through it over 30 days. But we decided we're just going to give you the whole shebang. And
Yep.
for those of you who want to go fast, you can learn what you need to do all in one day, and then you can come back and you can go through the information. So I'm excited to provide this for you guys. Christina, I know, is excited. We gotta look at our schedules, because her and I are both traveling quite a bit in the next few weeks. So we're gonna pick I think probably be a Saturday if we're doing an all day event, and we will let you
Mhm.
know either Monday or Tuesday.
Awesome. So, as always, I hope you guys are getting some value from the content that we're providing. Go ahead and comment below if you guys started the 15-day challenge, right? We want to know. And let us know some different topics and things that you would like to see, some questions that you might need answers to, because we're definitely here to help you grow your businesses. Okay. Now, as always, I hope you guys are having an awesome and productive day, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you
Bye.
tomorrow.